I'm cursed with this rampant sexuality. Me too, Tony Storm. Me too. Isn't it just the worst? I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Collision from St. Louis, Missouri. They had about 3,000 people in a 10,000 seat building. The crowd that was there was actually pretty loud, but man, oh man. That being said, Thunder Rosa returned in her first singles match in just under 18 months. Yay! As for the rest of the show, other stuff occurred as well, because even though Thunder Rosa being on television for the entire 2-hour program would be ideal, she's only one person. You gotta have a whole team there, but Thunder Rosa, a big part of the show against Queen Aminata, but more on that in a bit. I do want to apologize for the delay with this review, but I went and watched a movie called All of Us Strangers. Watch my review. You will see how I felt about it. I loved it, but you can see just how much I loved it. The movie will make you cry, because it made me cry. That being said, speaking of crying, there's probably some crying looking at the house of this whole thing. Tony needs people to help him get better arena deals and run and do better promotion. He really does. So, Shivani, Kevin Kelly, and Nigel on commentary. Wild thing, you make St. Louis sing, and we see Sam Muchnick's ghost all over for Jon Moxley's Wild Thing. I don't know if Sam Muchnick would have liked Jon Moxley. Who knows? So Moxley against Shane Taylor with Lee Moriarty. Okay. I am glad that Shane Taylor actually got a chance to show what he could do, because I've heard a lot about him. I've seen some stuff that he can do. He's not bad in the ring. He's a big guy. He has gotten some attention and gotten some notoriety as far as stuff he's done in Ring of Honor, and I see why people praise his work. He's a good big guy here. Moxley actually sold some stuff. I was surprised. Lee did get involved a little bit, but Shane was bound and determined to make sure he does this on his own. He was going to make it after all, and then unfortunately got choked out. He got choked out, and Moxley won. Shane had a good showing here. I mean, that choke bomb that he hit was nice. Of course, he got caught in a triangle choke. But there was some good stuff here. I mean, it wasn't bad. Maybe it went a few minutes longer, but then again, given a couple things that were on this show, it wasn't bad that the opener went almost 15 minutes. And Moriarty was either upset or gassy. I'm not really sure. So Moxley cuts a promo. He's pissed off, he's hungry, and he won't take any crap. Nevertheless, he is also going to take on any friend or foe or whatever. So he is bound determined to make 2024 his year. And then we get a package on Samoa Joe and Hook. That's all you're going to get right now. I'm tired. Also want to say quickly before I dive into the next match and the rest of the matches, if I review Collision next week, because they're going to be doing a match that almost has the potential to have Trainwreck written all over it, which would make it very hard to shoot around, I might actually have to just see what's on Collision, but I'll be recording it, because it is time to Rumble. It is time for the Royal Rumble, and for those that watch WWE, AEW, and whatever promotions you can, and there's nothing wrong with watching one or multiple. Enjoy wrestling. Or don't. I don't care. I don't necessarily know why you'd watch something constantly if you don't like it. Find at least the good parts of something, even if the show's not all that great. Adam Copeland with the Cope Oakland. Oh, that's hard to do. Against Dante Martin. Dante got his bell rung. He had to ring his bell. I think that was Patty LaBelle or Donna Summer. Who the hell sang that song? I should have researched this. Also, I should know that because I'm older than dirt. Copeland gave Dante a lot. Unfortunately, Dante seemed to be, his equilibrium was in question. People were like, oh, as someone that's had vertigo, he would not be wrestling if he had vertigo. Because trust me, not only was it a terrific Alfred Hitchcock movie, but you can barely do anything with vertigo. You can barely know that you're existing. Dante did fire back, did hit a nosedive, got a 2 count, hit an avalanche sunset flip bomb, 1, 2, kick out, and a spear midair. Dante took that good, and then the grindhouse, the crossface, got the victory. Shivani's with Copeland. And he's happy the young guys are stepping up, and no veterans are stepping up. Adam Copeland's going to be facing Minoru Suzuki on Dynamite. That is certainly a match I never thought I'd actually see. Even with Copeland joining AEW. Didn't think we were going to see that. This has to also be Minoru Suzuki's last year in wrestling, because that man is a badass, but Father Time waits for no person. So, Lexi is with, oh, by the way, also Copeland said he was going to beat up Christian and take his title and bring the title back to TNT. Lexi is with Claudio and Danielson. They're all pissed at Eddie. Well, Claudio's sick of hearing about Eddie. Danielson's feuding with him. Lexi is then with Top Action Flight. And then here's Private Party, who are heels. We're getting a rematch between Top Flight and Private Party at some point. Then we have Thunder Rosa against Queen Aminata. Queen Aminata has good size, and I see why people praise her. Hits a nice pump kick. And focused on the back of Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa got a nice pop. Always good to see Thunder Rosa on my television. Having met her in an independent show just over 5 years ago, it is hard to believe. Time has just flown. Tremendous talent. I'm so happy she's back. Because I was worried she wasn't going to be able to come back from that back injury. I don't know the severity of it, but it was obviously severe enough to keep her out for a while. I'm glad they not only cleared her, but finally decided to say, hey, we have somebody really talented. We should use her. And her and Aminata had a nice match. Aminata focused on the back. Thunder Rosa fired back with, some nice kicks. There were some nice kicks to the back, so Aminata was targeting the back. And then an air raid crash. That was beautifully done. That would be a nice finish if Aminata wanted to do that. But then we get, I believe it's called the Tijuana Bomb. I think that's what the announcers called it. It looked like a package drop, but nevertheless, 1, 2, 3. Thunder Rosa gets the victory. She's fired up. La Mera gets another victory. Her first singles victory in just under 18 months. And good. We're riding high here. Lexi is then with Eddie and Ortiz. Eddie's upset. He wants to get ready, and Ortiz is like, he lets his actions talk in the ring. Or his actions... He does his talking in the ring. I think that's what he said. And then the Gangbang Gang shows up, Juice and the Guns, and they have a cardboard Juice because Juice is out for a while. And then the Acclaimed show up. They talk about all the gold they could get, even Billy Gunn gaining gold in 2024. Singles gold, that is. We laugh, at least I laugh, but he could do it. There are 1 million titles in AEW. And they... Scissor and Gun beats Scissor, Scissor beats Gun. Just ignore Ferguson. Let's move on from that. We get, this gangbang scissor gang thing. And then Toni Storm, either she was trying to choke Mariah or prep her for something. I'm not necessarily certain, but she is cursed with this rampant sexuality, and she wants to go eat a pork dinner. I don't get it. But you know what? Toni Storm is entertaining. Sometimes it gets to be a little bit too much. This was one of the good times. So, and then Buddy, along with the rest of the House of Black, took on Daniel Garcia with FTR. Menard was on commentary. I'm sorry, but I don't get this. I don't like hearing his commentary. It annoys me. They already had too many commentators shouting over each other. Poor Kevin Kelly, even though I'm sure he's getting paid well, is having to basically try and keep order here. Why were there spots involving the steel steps during the break? Why was there, the knee got tweaked, Buddy's knee got tweaked, and Garcia targeted it, but also got targeted by the knee with the knee to his face. And a pile driver on the apron. Why? But then Garcia does this and everything, and does this while sitting down because I can't dance. I can't talk, and nobody can tell by the way I walk. I'm not a dancing man. There's no time to talk, but I'm going to keep talking. Jackhammer for 2. A deadlift jackhammer. That was impressive. And then Buddy hits him with a knee, but no. Garcia hits the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. The surprise jackknife roll up. 1, 2, 3. And then we get a bench clearing brawl with a whole bunch of guys. Just a whole bunch of guys. The locker room cleared out. FTR is upset and they want an elimination steel cage match next week. First they said Idaho and then they said Louisiana. I don't think anybody would want to go to Idaho, especially right now. It's kind of not in the best shape as far as weather goes. So, elimination steel cage. Good thing Khan doesn't overbook his stuff. Roderick Strong took on Matt Sydal. Look, Roderick Strong is talented. Matt Sydal is talented. I like Bennett and Taven as talents. I can't stand this Undisputed Kingdom stuff. I just can't. I can't. I've written it off. I'm sorry. It's rehashing something that got played out in NXT and got played out in Ring of Honor. Anyway, end her Tardic 1, 2, 3. Danielson and Claudio took on Eddie and Ortiz. 17 minutes left. And the crowd was into it. Eddie was mocking Bryan for just doing like this and just staying there and stuff like that. And Danielson was having a blast. This is his last full year in wrestling. I think after Wembley, I think he's pretty much done. Well, after All Out, probably. But then, the ranking system is returning. Cool. It wasn't followed before, so why would it be followed now? Like, it really was. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I remember it was a neat little idea. Nobody can follow it. Mr. Analytics himself cannot follow this. And Chops in the corner. Why even have a ref at this point? Because people were just doing shit. They didn't even bother enforcing the and I like Aubrey, and I like the referee crew they have there. But if you're going to make a referee seem stupid, it's just not good. So, LaBelle lock on Ortiz. He gets to the ropes, but then Eddie was, crotched on the ropes, couldn't get up, and then the Bukkake knee, 1, 2, 3. And then Danielson spat on Eddie to continue that feud. So yeah, that's it. If I review Collision next week, it will not be until after the Rumble. And honestly, I'll probably record it and I might review it on Sunday if there's a reason. If that elimination steel cage match is just an absolute shit show, I may give it a shot. But that being said, hey, at least Thunder Rosa was there. I will at least try to watch as much Collision as possible, especially if Thunder Rosa is getting more singles matches. Nevertheless, agree, disagree what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retland. I'll see you soon.